Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying not to walk into this prejudgmental. I really am. I'm failing at it. Because this is probably gonna suck. So let's just jump into it. By which I mean, let's actually not jump into it. So what I was doing this morning, and part of what made me late this morning, was I was looking up it's a video that I think Malachor linked me about all of the other class-specific quests back on Rishi. I was actually watching those. So let's just kind of go through these in order of patheticness. So the most pathetic by far was Bounty Hunter, which was just I need another word for pathetic. It was sad. It's like, hey, I'm Krista's daughter. She was killed by some people. I'm putting a bounty out on their head. Can you kill them? Okay, cool, you killed them. So, do you want to help me start smuggling into the Empire? Cool. The end. Anyways, by the way, this is going to be a recurring trend. We're pretty much officially at the point where Bounty Hunter and Smuggler no longer fit in the game. Moving on, we then, of course, have Smuggler. Turns out there's this person named Rex Yaldabaoth, and they have subbed. I said thank you very much, and I will put that towards Axiom Verge. If you give me a second here, Rex Yaldabaoth to Axiom Verge. So that then leaves us with Smuggler, where there's this hut who has spent a stupid amount of money making a luxury dreadnought, and they're just gonna peace out the war. We're leaving. We're not gonna be part of the war. We're done. And as the smuggler, you run around. You're like, all right, we're gonna steal some tickets to this barge and sell them. We're gonna be rich. And you're like, no, I'm actually not selling them. I'm just really a cool person anyways. Bye. That's it. Not exactly out of character, but again, like the Bounty Hunter, there's no meat on its bones. It's just there. This then leads me to Jedi Consular, which, if you remember, was our best rated of the classes over on the Republic, which naturally makes it the third worst of this particular bundle. Because what you do is you have to go make a holocron. That's it. There was exactly one thing that got my attention about the entire Jedi Consular storyline. It's the only reason it's number 3 instead of number 0. It turns out the way that they've designed the reading your brain matrix of the holocrons is that if you start trying to lie, yes, I saw them years ago, Organa. If you start trying to lie while the holocron is being crafted, it'll actually screw with it. It'll mess with the matrix that's trying to pattern your brain and your personality when it's designing the thing. So it'll actually come out wrong. That's actually kind of a neat little thing. It helps to explain why most people don't lie, but it could also be like a story thread. Maybe you just find this holocron that's just all messed up, and you're trying to figure out what's going on with it, and it turns out the reason is because it was actually someone who was lying through their teeth when they were recording it. That's it, though. That's the only interesting thing for Consular. Which brings us to Trooper. Now, this is funny, because Trooper has absolutely no reason to continue being in this game past this point. And I mean that sincerely, because Trooper is like a capstone to its story arc. You see, General Garza has decided to go and make a new Spec Ops team. And she was having trouble coming up with a Spec Ops team that was as good as Havoc Squad. It just wasn't happening for some reason, but it's okay. Because she found this ancient Rakata tech they were using on Manon in order to make cyborgs out of people. So she put together a team of Rakatan cyborg, Spec Ops. Now, I want to make sure you're all sitting and stable, because it turns out that they actually went bonkers insane and started mass murdering people. Okay? I know. I know. Now, I know. I know. It's okay. Just try to stabilize. It's going to be all right. It reminds me of a joke, which I literally saw a variant of this morning. Here's the joke, okay? There's a person walking down the road. There's nothing on the road except for this banana peel, like 500 feet in front of them. And this is the joke. What? So, if I have to explain that, the joke is that everybody saw it coming. So yeah, so they go crazy bonkers, start killing people, and Garza sends you to go kill them all. Now, what I love best about this is she has a line of dialogue which I wrote down word for word. You don't reason your way to mass murder. Now, let me put this into context. Garza, who has just reasoned her way into using Rakata cyborg tech to make a spec ops group that has gone rogue, says you don't reason your way to mass murder. Anyways, then you can confront her about this after you kill all these people. And she's like, no, I have done what I should do. It's for the good of the Republic. It's for the good of the Senate. And you have to come down on her hard to get her to finally admit that, okay, fine, I'll go public with this, but only because I can't fight you personally. And she will accept her career ending and accepting a cushy retirement as punishment for all her crimes. That's Trooper. Now, you've already seen Warrior and Inquisitor. We showed those on camera. Those are both pretty decent. Not great. Yes, that's her, Evo. But, you know, those two were decent, so those are good. And, of course, I also saw Agent. Agent was, try to be shocked, pretty legit. So Keeper, that is to say the former Minister of Intelligence, has come out of retirement. Now, briefly, he's actually technically still in retirement. You might wonder, hang on, how is he in retirement and not dead? Well, it turns out he's got a bunch of documents that are going to go public if he ever dies. So anyways, he contacts us and he's like, hey, turns out that they tried to really double program Shara, aka the former Watcher 2, aka the former Keeper, right? So we need to go rescue her. Now, that's already something I'm invested in because it's a character I liked asking me to help a character I liked. But hang on, we've got a secondary backup here that makes this quest chain absolutely awesome. No, really. Because it plays like an actual Spec Ops op. What happens is you've got a comm to Keeper. I'm going to keep calling him Keeper. And you're listening to him as he's negotiating with the people he's trying to buy this whole lot of prisoners, which happens to include her as part of the bundle. And he's talking his way around them, but he'll start saying things like, yeah, no, I know that, you know, maybe I could remove some of your maybe I could find some information on you, information that the Republic wouldn't want to hear about. And so we rush over and we start slicing the comms. It's like, okay, and we send the information to him. He's like, yeah, looks like I've got this file right here about how you took out this Republic base. And the dude's like, hey, how did you find out about that? It's like, don't worry, I'm not here to threaten you. After all, maybe I'm here to help you. What about those people that you owe a gambling debt to right now? And so we go and we murder the person that he owes a gambling debt to. And he's like, go ahead, try to call Bob, or whatever his name is. He's like, Bob, you know, answer. What you do to him? Is like, well, this is what I could do to the people that are your enemies while we're having this conversation. What do you think I could do to you? And just stuff like this, right? I'm not going to give you all the play-by-play, but it's cool the way it plays out. And so finally at the end, we successfully rescue her, and she's put on a ship sent off to a very nice resource facility, medical facility, with tons of resources. Now, what I love about this is the reason she's there, the reason Shara's there, is to undo her brain conditioning. Remember, we're talking no really levels of brainwashing. Like, they messed with her limbic system, for God's sakes. We talked about that during the agent line. So they might be able to undo her brain damage. They might be able to undo her conditioning. It's not a guarantee. And I know that sounds strange, but I like that. I like the fact that we're going to make the attempt. There's also a wonderful line of dialogue where she could says, "I don't want them to decondition me." And you could say that's just the conditioning speaking. She's like, "I know it's just the conditioning speaking, but the conditioning is telling me I don't need to be deconditioned." I'm paraphrasing a bit, but you get the idea. But, yeah, they literally rewired her brain. It's messed up. She's worried about if she'll even be the same person afterwards, because they're going to have to rewire her brain, right? She might lose her sense of identity. It's a low-key moment, but it's got a lot of emotional impact for how understated it is, and I loved it. Now, you notice, if you're paying any kind of attention, you'll notice there's one class I haven't mentioned. And that's because it's actually my favorite of these class quests. It's the Jedi Knight. So Orgus's Force Ghost, you remember him? No, you don't. He reaches out to you and he says, "Hey, want to chat? You've been through some crap, dude. You've been fighting and killing enemies and destroying everything and doing all that you have to do. There's no judgment here. I'm not here to make you feel bad. But hear me out for a second. Do you want to go do some good? Do you want to just go do some good? These people over here," and I don't remember the specifics, but it's like these people, they don't have a place to stay. They're suffering from a fever. And that fever, this disease is spreading throughout the camps. You have a skilled doctor and enough medical supplies on your ship by yourself to cure all of these people. Just like that. Go do it. And you go. And they're like, "Oh my God, thank you." No. And then he starts talking to you and he's like, "This will allow these," and he describes the fallout of these actions too. These people will be able to think about things other than how much pain they're in. They'll be able to start thinking about doing something about improving their livelihood rather than surviving the bad circumstances they're in. These people over here, they need food. They need medicine. They need clothing. They need to be able to build houses. They can do it. They have the tools for building houses. They need the space to do it. Here's a salvage pile that's just smeared over there. Nobody has the tools or the equipment to deal with it, but you're a Jedi. You've got the Force. You've got a lightsaber. You can clear this place in 20 seconds. And then you do. And it's just such a good quest. Because it's all about being what a Jedi really should be about. To be as blunt about that as I can. To be the agent of helping people. It's really cool. And it even gets better because at the end of it, he says, "All right, listen, I was kind of lying to you. I apologize. This is obviously about doing good, and this is about helping these people. But I had an ulterior motive because I also wanted to help you. And you can admit, and there's this like, you're choking back tears. It's tiny. It's barely audible, but the actor is choking back tears as they admit, without even prompting, how much being possessed by vitiate is still bothering them, all this time later. That they've never been able to forgive themselves for that. That they've never moved on from that. And Orgus is like, "Listen, every now and again you need to remember who you really are and why you really are. I want you to focus on that. I want you to focus on the good you did today. And just focusing on that is what allows the Jedi Knight to bleed out the last few remnants of that guilt that they're still carrying. Because they know that they didn't allow that to happen. They know that they are a better person than that, and that they know that they can choose to do these good acts rather than allow themselves to simply become another weapon of war." So, if I might be so bold, what the crap? Where did this come from? Where the hell did that quest come from? What? So, so let's run down the list here, shall we? So, frankly, Bounty Hunter, Smuggler, and Trooper are so bad, I'm actually giving them a negative. Because, to be completely blunt, they're not just vacuous, they're like a waste of space, right? And trust me when I say that even Trooper is just badly written garbage. It's Garza is weirdly handled. In fact, the actress playing Garza, who is not exactly a bad voice actress, sounds like someone called her on the phone and was like, "Hey, could you do these lines really quick?" "Yeah, sure. Give me the lines." And I'm just going to read chat here. "How do you like Sith Warrior and Sith Inquisitor? I know you did them on stream, but where would you put them in comparison? One question. I'm not getting this. Why are you talking about this instead of showing it? Is it locked behind too much grind? Was Trooper ever good right?" It's bad. It's so bad, her acting. And I'm not going through an expansion and a half just to show you this cutscene on 6 characters, Lord Haremont. So, no. There's mush grind. Mush grind. Yes, I will read chat in the... We're going to start calling this... This is the general Garza voice acting tone. We have an offline Diablo 3 Trihexia. It's on the Switch. I think it's on PS4 as well. Anyway, so yeah. So story negatives. What the crap. Yeah, next Lore Walk of Theater will just be me going through Final Fantasy VI, you know. I will kill everyone and everything. I will create a monument to non-existence. Ask quick, Evo, or be destroyed. It's okay, Lord Harriman, as long as you don't type Rouge. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've played WoW for so many years. But Rouge is such a pet peeve of mine. I have to mentally pause every time I see Rouge and just be like, okay. And just walk over it. Just walking over it. Just not gonna do it. Rouge, what they mean is rogue. But they swap 2 letters. And rouge is a real word. It means red. Yeah, Rouge 1. Oh my god. Happened again when Rogue One came out. And again, I know that it's just it's a very common flaw that some people do, and I know that it's a common dyslexic thing. Because a lot of people at a glance can't tell the difference between Rouge and Rogue. But I look at that and it's, ugh, okay. Okay. It's like stepping on a dice on the floor, like you're walking around and just, okay. Which I experienced yesterday while I was cleaning up my niece's play area. Just, whoa, wasn't ready for that. You played a Rouge in vanilla? Wow, crazy noise. No, not a D4. D4s are much worse than a step. D4s, like, I'm talking about just stepping on, like, a standard D6, right? You step on a D4. Those of you not aware of how this works out, this is a frickin' D4. This is a caltrop right here. Oh, no, I've stepped on plenty of Legos. Oh, my God. Let's, come on, back in. Yeah, that took a while to describe that, apparently. We got AFK'd out. Let's fix that. Oh, we got kicked out of the group, too. Anyways, so story positives. I'm going to put these under Revan, obviously. And pull up my notes here. Okay, so that's... Hang on. Just make sure I get everything. That's Consular, Smuggler, Trooper, Inquisitor, Warrior, Agent, Bounty Hunter. But yeah, all joking aside, I have legitimately wondered why we don't have more stories in Star Wars about Jedis doing that, right? Jedis are always like the big heroes who are killing Sith and defeating people and slicing droids in half and leading wars and all that, and that is the norm by a huge margin. It was actually honestly refreshing, even regardless of the just the quality of the story in general. Star Wars, not Star Charity. I'd watch that. Hello, Kaon. Thank you very, 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 very much. Thank you for 2 years of support, and welcome to the 2-year club. I will put your anniversary sub towards Xenogears, the game that will never be funded. It's too big of a game, and there's like 5 people donating towards it. Like, it's taking forever. Okay, so let's do this. I don't see why not, Eva. I say I can answer that quickly. You asked me, tell me about Planets of the X. That's going to take me a minute, but that's an answer. That's a yes or no question. Okay, so Star Charity. Now, I don't know if you hear some people. Star Trek is apparently just star fascism or whatever the common thing is nowadays. Here we go. So this is going to change Revan's score slightly. So give me 1 second. 1, 2, 3. Very slightly, but it is going to change it. Come on. There you go. It pushes Revan's score up to a 7.25. I don't even know what that is, Giga Pudding. Let's find it. Sure. Inch. Alright, so. Well, no, you're right, Kaon, and it'll probably get there eventually. It's just, I've looked at that periodically, and it's like, I don't mean this negatively. It's just amusing to me how few people donate towards Xenogears. Like, nobody really funds it except for, like, these 5 dedicated people who donate towards it every month.
Welcome back.
You'd think Xenogears would be more popular.
Just completed a new meal plan for your culinary pleasure.
Although, then again, Bob just did a full analysis on that, so maybe that's why people don't care at the moment. Oh my god, what's his name? Mike, there we go. Resident Arc. Actually, hang on. I don't need any of this crap, do I? I'll just bank it. I'll just bank it. You never know. You never know. Let's just bank all of this stuff. And those. And that. I think that's everything. That's everything. Okay. It's actually funny you bring that up. It's not even on my bar anymore, is it? Oh, no, there it is. It's right there. Hey, Brunmark. It's an active companion. Nope. I literally can't. I literally can't. Alright, whatever. It's this one, right? The Hunt. Yeah, I don't care enough to go smack Brumar. He is literally that worthless to me. Click play to launch the chapter. That's new. All right, hang on. I don't know what kind of music. I have no idea. So we're just gonna pull in generic music here. Yes, story difficulty, please. Warning! You are about to progress beyond a critical point and begin KotFE. Any class content or companion stories you've not completed will become unavailable to you. This is something that's always confused me. Because I don't mind locking the players out of something. In fact, I think MMOs need to do that more. Cough, cough, warlords. But what I'm weirded out by is most games that actually do this kind of lockout thing allow you to eventually go back. Let me explain what I mean by this. Let's say you start KotFE, then you're locked into KotFE. Cool. But then, like, once you're done, shouldn't you be able to go back and... they have white hair, Evo. Yes, I know you can kill companions. Yes, I know that the companion stuff stares. I don't care. Because there's nothing gameplay-wise that prevents you from being able to go back and do stuff that you haven't done. Nothing prevents that. You're seeing the story out of order, but there's no reason to prevent the player from doing that. Either way, we did all this stuff, so whatever. Hi, Bob.
A man can have anything if he's willing to sacrifice. With your birth comes a solemn vow. You will have nothing.
Over there! Yeah!
Your privilege is the dirt.
Hit it. What do you want to bet we're going to be copy wrong for this? In fact, I'm tempted to just skip it because I'm like 90% certain we're going to get copy wrong for this.
Only ambition will guide you.
It's one of the reasons why I haven't been showing out for cinematics.
The promises you make, they are yours alone.
No, that's Valkorian, Evo.
Your freedom will be the wars you wage. Your birthright, the losses you suffer. Your entitlement, the pain you endure.
No, I will try X you. Guaranteed, really.
And when darkness finds you, you will face it alone.
I have seen this before, by the way. I've seen all these trailers before. I saw it when it came out. Two flags. I do like the eye fade. Did you catch that?
Come with me, son.
I hate him so much. Sorry. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, thank God. Okay, there's no audio. We're okay. KotFE. Dramatic Barrows. Hang on. I think I have the perfect song for this. I know this is disrespectful. I don't care. So, KotFE. It is a time of chaos. A mysterious army led by twin conquerors has carved a path of destruction across the worlds of the warring Galactic Republic and Sith Empire, then disappeared into uncharted space. Meanwhile, an older threat still looms. The former Sith Emperor, revitalized after annihilating all life on the planet Seost, has similarly vanished without a trace. We're already up to 2 story negatives. Determined to hunt down these dangerous foes at any cost, Imperial leader Darth Maul gathers allies from both factions to join his incursions into the far reaches of wild space. I should do an edit someday of just putting that music over the title crawl of A New Hope, just to see what it actually looks like. I'm not joking, by the way. I really do have 2 negatives to story already in mind, like as of that title crawl. I should jot those down while I'm thinking about it.
Father, they've come. I already know.
I'll be back shortly. Have Mars crew service the Fury in the meantime.
Your name usually gets us pretty fast service. Shouldn't be a problem. I won't let any of those Republic tag-alongs sniff around, either. Can't be too careful.
No, Gigaputter. Not yet, anyways.
Lord Wrath.
Captain?
Darth Maul awaits you on the bridge. I trust you remember the way.
Too wrapped up in his meditations to greet me himself.
I'm certain my lord will be pleased that you're so eager to see him.
That will be all.
Welcome aboard.
What do I put premise under? Writing, I suppose? No, that feels like plot, actually. Let's put that under plot. There. So, welcome to KotFE. 2 negatives to story. Moving on.
Lord Roth, welcome.
I do not need the new player tutorial, thank you.
Just a couple of dust-ups. Nobody's been knifed. You lost the bet. Pay up.
The mission isn't over yet. I'm telling you, one of these Republic goons is gonna pull a blade before all's said and done.
Not a chance. They want this job done just as bad as we do. And there's a lot more of us than them.
You wanna believe all that? Fine. I'm keeping my eyes open.
Yeah, no, like, I'm sorry. KotFE may eventually be good. Like, in fact, actually, I'm kind of expecting there to be some good stuff in this. But the premise of KotFE is bonkers stupid.
Come on, you can't spot a ghost.
He's not a ghost.
Fine, whatever. Not holding my breath either way.
It's honestly one of the dumbest premises I've ever seen in an MMO.
I received your message. And now that I'm here, I sense it too.
We grow closer every moment. Our former Emperor is out there.
The sooner we destroy him, the better. He's held us away from our potential for far too long.
Agreed. Why travel so far? Why consume every living thing on Zyos, then turn and flee into the depths of wild space?
That's a good question.
He's mad with power. We can't expect him to act logically.
Perhaps you're right.
Yeah, this isn't the right
If
side
we
of
do
this.
locate him, I believe I can press the Dark Council into line. But I'm beginning to doubt the Republic will make any serious contributions. Their assistance here has been useful, but limited.
There are at least a few people in the Republic who can be reasoned with.
That's no.
I could contact Theron Shan.
He is a spy, but if we have no other means...
My lord, sensor contact. 15 clicks. Small, no life form readings. Some kind of probe.
Readings are identical to scans from the unknown force that attacked Korriban.
Raise shields! Pursue and destroy!
That actually wasn't rep, it was Darth Mar is intrigued. Thank you, Claude Anderson. I do always appreciate. And I will jot that down for Entropy 02. No, Churen.
Careful, Ma. This could be an ambush.
It will certainly become one if we allow a probe to escape. Evasive maneuvers. Come about 180 degrees.
No, Evo. They can do whatever the hell they want to. It's an interesting way to try and trick the game into showing larger fleets than it looks like. You notice that?
Boarded. All decks, report hostile forces.
I'll
Each
sweep for boarding.
formation is actually one object of substantially
Set
lower
deflectors to double aft.
everything.
Divert weapon power to the engines.
Now we can switch back down to Mechanicus now that we've been boarded. Yeah, lower texture resolution, lower bit mapping, lower meshing. You get the idea. Not really, Evo. You'd be wrong, Evo. Wrong! I shouldn't do that. My throat's really hurting today. What's the reason for skipping it? So, the same reason we skip everything we ever do ever, Churen, in MMOs. Possibility, feasibility, reasonability. If it doesn't pass all three requirements, it's axed. I don't have a good song for this. Let's just go with the classic. Oh no, we're about to eat some cereal. We're about to get stomped. I guarantee it. No, because a death ball, by definition, is actually designed to be a specific combination of units that work very well together in order to, accomplish the death ball technique. You never have a death ball that's just 15 Hydralisks or whatever. This is a Zerg Rush. It's just in naval perspective. Well, so far I know exactly one thing that they haven't said so far. Or I guess two, but really the one. The second was something people have said constantly throughout the course of the stream. Like, seriously, I think it's one of the earliest things we said way, way, way back when we were doing Trooper. Was, you could kill this person in the expansion. It's like, well, okay. So there's that. Actually, a Zerg Rush is more complicated than you'd think, Jake Palmer. In fact, one of the things that a lot of people tend to forget about is that a Zerg Rush is so complicated that it's also very risky. If you screw it up, you die. Like, an improperly executed Zerg Rush leaves you completely open for counter rush.
Sensors have detected enemies in the port section. Destroy them.
I actually used to practice Protoss rushing, specifically Zealot rushing, which it's really precise. You have to do it in a very specific way, or else, nope. It was fun to do. I treated it like a challenge run. But yeah. Anyways. No, I'll tell you what this is. This is a GM helicopter. Hey, so there's these people you've never heard of before, ever. No hint that this massive gargantuan empire exists. And also, they have this colossally huge fleet, which just kicks ass and can walk up and beat the snot out of two galactic superpowers at the same time. Really, Malachor? I could see that. Whoop, 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 whoop. That is the wrong button. I meant to hit this button. Yes, GM helicopter. That right there. Anyways, how pronounced should I draw their veins? I would say it varies depending on how much magic is pumping through their body, Eva. Do I think Republic soldiers get hazard pay for surging on Sith ships? No. Could the superpower thing work if written well? Yes. How so? First of all, have some freaking foreshadowing. There has to be foreshadowing. There has to be some kind of build-up. If you just pull a, by the way, there's the super mega deaths over here you've never even heard of before, never even mentioned before, then it comes across as cheap. In fact, what it comes across as is a threat of the week. So you have to do some kind of build-up, right? There have to be signs here and there. There have to be hints of, like, just even mentions in the background of dialogue. Like, maybe as you're going through the Trooper story arc, you find out that there's a whole fleet out in the blah blah area, which is just gone, and it's missing for some reason. Maybe as you're going through the Corellia campaign, they mentioned that they're expecting reinforcements, but that particular section is gone, or something, right? You need to put some kind of signs that something else is going on, and that something else is out there, and trying very hard not to be found, right? Maybe kind of tie it into the agent arc a little bit. I don't know. You get the idea, though. If they can't do foreshadowing for whatever reason, then they suck, because the end. That's it. Suckitude engaged. So hang on. What am I doing? Character portrait, group, summon group, the guild flagship? They're super amazingly powerful. I don't know, Traxia. I have no idea. Anyways, so that's thing number one. Do some freaking build-up. Didn't work. Okay, let's try the other one. Hang on, because there's another one. Let's try that. I mean, you're right, Blade. You can't foreshadow something you didn't write. That is the disadvantage of backloaded storytelling. If you don't plan something out, you literally can't foreshadow it because you don't know what you're going to write. But hang on, here's option number 2. So one of the problems I had with the recent stuff is that Orcano here is just apparently Emperor Valkorian. Well, no, exactly, Max Bass. They can't foreshadow it. That's the problem. I agree with you. It is still a problem. It's still a negative. End statement. But my point is, if I was being asked, how do you foreshadow something? How do you make something like this work? Not, why didn't they make this work? Big difference. So, foreshadowing. The second thing is set the board a little bit better. So what we have is this super amazing Death Fleet of Doom, which is super powerful and yada yada yada. Okay, that's already dumb. Rather than just make them being able to win, which is just straight up warfing, or Doctor Who effect, or whatever hell you want to call that, because an enormous amount of fiction just shows up with a power and says, yeah, I win. Be clever with it. Do something. I don't know what, because I don't have an idea. I had a late night last night. But do something with it to make it so that there's a reason they're winning. Maybe they have incredible tactics. Maybe they have fantastic intel. Maybe they have a way to subvert the way that most of the galactic races typically do warfare. They don't do any of that if you're paying attention. It's just a big fleet with a big army that just attacks like any other big fleet or army would. That's it. Like, that's their big thing. They've got the eternal fleet. Whoop-de-frickin-do. But, like, maybe they have some kind of advantage that allows them to bypass or to avoid or to literally not fight the other forces and, like, cause, destruction or whatever. Like, you get the idea. There's ways to make it so that they have a reason for winning rather than just being better. Having better stats is effectively what's going on here. That would involve getting actors to redo lines, Loner. But yes, you are correct. That is an option. You know what? Maybe they have interdiction technology. That's already a thing in Star Wars canon, right? And it is a huge advantage. Maybe they have interdictors. They have the ability to project gravity wells. Force shadows, or mass shadows, excuse me. So they have the ability to control the battlefield and reinforcements better than the other side literally does. Move in your fleet, send out, mass shadows out into, like, the outer edge of the system, and then go start invading the planet, and the enemy ships come in outside of the system. Do you know how long it would take them to reach a planet from out of system in sublight speeds? Anyways, you get my point. So, this sucks. Moving on. How long do Lavari live? They do not age. Age is the wrong word. They don't have a lifespan, Evo.
Get this blast door shut. That shield won't hold forever.
I let it get too cold, Evo.
We have to help. We have to hold this ground. They have their job, we have ours.
Drop the shield and let me through. I can handle this.
Right away.
Yeah, it's my throat-soothing mint.
We'll cover the exit and make sure no stragglers sneak out past you.
Okay.
More enemy boarders have been detected. Eliminate them.
Oh, yeah, sure. No. It would take too much time to do. Oh yeah, I have to send you a video. By video I mean an image. God, I can't talk at all this morning.
You did it! I've never seen anything like that!
Regroup at the bridge. We can't lose control of the ship.
Right away.
In action.
Thank you.
Hey, you know what? Actually, I'm with Damashi. Let's go ahead and just see what the game considers light and dark. I guess it'll tell us anyways. Well, no. Whatever. I'm gonna leave it on. Beyond forever. Oh no, this is totally a soft reboot expansion, Omega Legion. No question. Frankly, I kind of wish this was a hard reboot expansion. You're probably thinking, but you can't do that. To which I say Final Fantasy XIV. Okay, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. FF14 was a soft reboot. In my defense, it was a soft reboot done very well.
Enemies have breached the starboard compartment. Stop their advance.
Thing isn't working right. Are you there? Droids put a bunch of holes in the airlock and melted the docking clamps. We could use some help.
I'm on my way, Vet.
Star Trek 2009 is a soft reboot. Mass Effect Andromeda is a soft reboot. Battlestar Galactica, the remake, is a hard reboot. And Mortal Kombat 9 is a soft reboot. Ironically, most franchises tend to lean towards soft reboots over hard, which is almost weird to me, since hard reboots have much more benefits, and it is just kind of a better idea across the board if you want to do a reboot, in my opinion. But you've decided to add magnets to your setting? You're insane, Gum Gum! Sorry. Whoa, that was strange. Yeah, the AU, the Star Wars AU, that's a hard reboot. The MCU was a hard reboot. Kind of.
That did it. We're free. But, there's an awful lot of those guys out here.
Yeah, get out of here, Vet.
If you see an opening to escape, take it. Someone has to make it back to the Empire.
What? And just leave you here? In the middle of all this?
Yes. It is the only way.
If you say so. We'll bring whatever help we can find. Just... don't die out here.
No promises. I will give them this. Their cutscene design has gotten even better.
I'm on my way now.
Credit where credit is due. Like, this is legit. You can see the seams if you're looking for them, but they're clearly putting a lot more effort into this. Very likely, Crazy Nurse. So, sorry, J. Palmer, if I have to stop using examples, well, then it sucks to be me, apparently. Can I help you? Examples and analogies work better than definitions 9 times out of 10, in my experience. That's why I lean on them so hard.
The bridge is secure for now, but without main power, we'll be destroyed in seconds.
Let's not waste any time then.
Come with me, Darth Mar, if you want to live.
Enemy fire has burned through our shields. Assessing hull damage.
And?
Not optimal, my lord.
Take care of it. Die.
I mean, if Mar's gonna be a companion to this, I'm just gonna be jazzed, I think is the word I'm gonna use.
Main thrusters are hit. Even if we get the power back online, the situation may not be salvageable.
I did not ask for your assessment. Speak only if you have an update, or you will lose your tongue.
Yes, my lord. Most apologies.
Fool.
Yeah, Mar's upset. And yet I love how he's not yelling. He's just upset.
To victory, our chains are broken.
Target acquired. Extermination imminent.
Oh my gosh. Imagine if you could get stronger thanks to irritation with your coworkers. Like, oh god, that's a terrible yet awesome idea for a story. The more incompetent and irritating your coworkers are, the more powerful you are personally.
Enough.
The power core is strained to the breaking point. We can recharge the shields, but they still won't last long.
The hyperdrive has been completely burnt out.
Enemies on the bridge. Repeat, enemies on the...
There are rudimentary backup controls here, but the enemy ships have us surrounded. We have few options left.
Then we take as many of them with us as we can.
Agreed.
What's funny is I didn't pick that because it was the dark side option. But this is totally what I would do here. Oh, wow. Giga was typing in chat this whole time. I didn't see chat, Giga. At all. Yeah, but I changed my mind, prisoners. Oh, that did. Go back to quiet music now. I didn't see chat, Giga. No, Loner. Shush. No. Bad. Obviously, I did not, Zuckdaft.
You've awakened. I trust you can walk. Silence is perfectly acceptable, but it will not help you here. You are in the heart of our empire now. Come along.
Of course we have no powers. We're just a smuggler. Or a bounty hunter. Or a trooper. Or an agent. Okay, less excuses for Mar.
What empire have we entered?
The Eternal Empire. Zakul.
Uh-huh.
You didn't even know whose territory you were invading.
What do you hope to achieve by taking us prisoner?
I have questions. You will provide the answers.
We will tell you nothing.
You won't have to speak to give me the answers I need.
Prince Arkin, final docking sequence initiated.
We recovered the records from your ship's computers, or what was left of them. Fascinating reading. You Sith are apparently quite formidable. You, most of all. To alter the course of galactic events as you have, quite impressive. I hope you will find your voice soon. You will need it.
Prince Arkin?
Haskell. Still waiting for the catastrophe that you and your scions foretold.
You may close your ears to the whispers of fate, my prince, but they cannot be silenced.
I wonder if silencing you might suffice. Take your superstitions elsewhere, Haskell. You are not needed here.
Is this why you brought us? To hear you bicker with soothsayers?
Come along.
You're taking us to your master.
I'm taking you to my father, Valkorian, the immortal Emperor of Zakul.
An emperor. Just what we were searching for.
You will not find what you wanted here.
3-Dog. That's 3-Dog. It's been bugging me, and I was just reverse engineering who he was. I'm sorry. It's just... Hang on, we gotta... Oh my god, it's faster. It's literally faster. Speedrunning strats!
His glorious majesty, immortal master and protector of Zakul, Emperor Valkorian.
Welcome. A new name. A new face. These are not enough to hide from us.
The Sith Emperor. Your presence is unmistakable.
Oh, I think a mistake has been made. But by whom?
Do these people have any idea who you really are? The kinds of things you're capable of?
Do you?
Your constant silence across our history. This was your distraction?
This was my focus. Everything else, a means to an end. You claim to have come all this way to find me. Here I am. What do you want?
Alright, so let's get this out of the way. Darren DePaul's awesome. We're good. Darren DePaul is legit. He's one of my favorite modern voice actors, and he's amazing. Second thing. Let me tell you a little bit of a story. Once upon a time, I played through Tor. And I hated it by the end. By the end, I was so burnt out and so disgusted by it. I barely started Ilum. I did the daily areas. And Giga started making a waterfall over there. And I was extremely burnt out. I put the game down. So I moved on. And then years later, a friend of mine said, hey, you want to go play Tor again? I was like, well, what's the current storyline? I mean, Revan. Evil Revan, good Revan. Okay, that sucks. Didn't do it. A couple years later, I think about a year and a half, actually, later, same guy was like, hey, you want to come back and try Tor again? Now, this may sound strange, but keep in mind that MMOs come and MMOs go. That's always been true. Every MMO has its bad parts, and every MMO has its good parts. So it's not that uncommon to just kind of dip in and out of MMOs over the years. There's a reason why I've dipped in and out of Guild Wars 2, FF14, WoW, Star Trek Online, ESO, etc. for years, right? So the idea of coming back wasn't exactly out of bounds. So I'm like, yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me the premise. He's like, well, it's a small spoiler. It'll be one here. And I was like, yeah, sure. And he's like, all right. So Vitiate's back, and he's built another empire in his spare time in outer space. And I'm like, okay. So anyways.
I want you to answer for your crimes. The destruction of Ziost, decades of war between the Republic and the Empire, you caused it all.
The fates of your core worlds and the people on them are of no concern to me. You say you know me. If that is true, then you know the depths of my power. Whatever you hoped to achieve here, you know deep inside that you cannot succeed. But you do not have to stand against me. Instead, you can kneel.
I will never again kneel to you.
You would sooner die than acknowledge my superiority.
It is you who fears death, Valkorian. I do not. I will not kneel.
I'm sorry, is Mar dead?
Clear the room! Everyone out!
Did he just kill one of the best characters in the game? Oh my god. Okay, that was dumb.
Mar gave the Empire leadership, while you used us for your own gain. You are nothing compared to him.
He was narrow-minded, bound by irrelevant ancient dogma. But I think you are different. In all my centuries, you alone have merited my full attention. You leave your mark upon the galaxy wherever you act. Just as I do. Look around you. Zakul is poised to become the greatest civilization in the history of the galaxy. I have forged this empire to surmount all of my previous works, to span eternity. The Eternal Throne commands a fleet more vast than any ever built. It has the power to reshape the galaxy into any image that I choose. That we choose. I will share all of this with you, if you will only kneel.
Alright, so hold up. First of all, picture this scene if we're a smuggler. Just some random smuggler, or a bounty hunter, or a trooper. Just pointing it out.
Share? You don't share anything. You enslave. You devour. I will never be part of that.
So be it.
You came here to defeat him. This is your chance.
Oh. Fumble, fumble. Oh, there's my lightsaber.
First your brother, now your father.
Does my ambition truly surprise you?
You do not have ambition, only jealousy. That is why you fail.
This is for all the people you forced to suffer and die.
So be it.
Oh my gosh, we totally killed Valkorian. Definitely. Wink. Wink. On the plus side, the game is obviously making it clear we didn't kill him here, so... The only question is, how didn't we kill him? Who are you?
The Outlander has assassinated our Emperor. Take her away.
I mean, that's true. We did do that. Alright, well, what's the next expansion? It's okay, Mars dead. That's the part that really matters.
People of Zakul, the unthinkable has happened.
Why is everything so blue?
Our beloved Emperor, Valkorian, is dead. Murdered by an Outlander who sought to shake the foundations of our...
Oh god, that's our title this expansion, isn't it? The Outlander.
The assassin will receive swift and just punishment. And this act of unprovoked aggression will be answered. As your new Emperor, I can promise you this. Zakul's enemies will face the full power of the eternal throne. They will answer for their war-mongering ways. And every last one of the core worlds will burn.
Which we totally have the power to do, because we're cheating. And from that throne, I shall watch over you.
I have always loved the stars.
The next time we fight, I'll drop you into one of them. See if that finishes you off.
You would not be the first to try, but you could be the first to succeed. To call you Sith is to ignore your true self. You have earned my respect. I followed you here so we might speak undisturbed.
You're not planning to propose, are you?
Do not play the fool. The galaxy changes, and we must change with it. Your servants, they cling to you like parasites on a predator. The homicidal savage.
Who I will kill.
Your thieving slave.
Who is awesome.
The smiling betrayer.
She's actually better than I thought it would be.
Deluded Jedi.
She's amazing too.
And a reckless malcontent.
Eh.
You suffered their existence for years. Even those who earned death.
Over here!
What will that accomplish?
I can stop talking to you.
Each day they drift further out of reach, without a center to hold. Without us, the galaxy and all within it spiral into chaos.
What's happening to me?
The carbon freezing was imperfect. Your body is poisoned. Dying, old foes have come to take your life.
I beat them before. I'll do it again.
If you want to live, you must fight.
Of course it's Sky Troopers. Why would it be another type of enemy? That's insanity. We've already fought like 20 of those things. Add to the pile. However, I will give you credit on one front, game. See this? See this? Even though they're ranged enemies, they actually path towards us, unlike every other enemy in the entire game. That seems like such a small thing, but that's actually a huge quality of life improvement. No, seriously. It's one of my biggest complaints with playing a melee in a game that is almost entirely centered around playing a melee. I mean, really think about all the specs in this game, and percentage out how many of those are melee classes or melee specs versus range specs. So the fact that the ranged enemies actually bothered to try and group up a bit, here, watch. See? Roll them over. If I can lose it. Come here. Damn it. See, I noticed this earlier, and apparently some of them don't. Some of them just stay arranged. Well, I take back all the praise I was about to give you. But I did notice it back in the ships while we were fighting. Or ship, I guess. Something is better than nothing, as the saying tends to go. See you around, Brahma. Okay, I was kind of joking about the more Sky Troopers thing. Do you got something other than Sky Troopers? It's a Sig-size Sky Trooper! Whoa! Okay. That's okay. Everyone likes Sky Troopers, right? Sky Troopers. They've got wings, they fly around, you can bounce on them, and they turn into regular Koopa Troopas. No, it's definitely intentional, Malachor. It even has a phrase. It's called Wharf Effect. Mar got wharfed. Now, I will mention that there is a difference between... Oh, upgrade. Between a good wharfing and a bad wharfing. But it's wharfing none the same. Oh my god, it's Noman Carr? What are you doing here? Darth Barris? What? What? I haven't decided if Mara's death is a negative or not yet. I'm still debating. Normally it depends on what they do with it, but I have this really horrible feeling that the answer is nothing. That Mara is just dead, moving on. We'll see. I should at least write it down. The jailer, Mr. Red. I mean, there's more to it than that, but the premise of Shadowlands is very stupid. No, Vet.
The old ways held you back. You barely tapped your true potential. It is time you are unleashed.
Do not presume to know me. My power is beyond your imagination.
I believe it's always Mar, but I'm not sure of Lord Aramov.
Our failed empire. You were always superior to the murderous fools in charge here.
This empire failed because of you. Someone like me could lead it to victory.
Do not waste time following the path of Ma and Malgus. There is no redemption here. The Dark Council, Imperial Intelligence, Mandalorians, all fail. You alone find victory.
I feel better when you're gone for good.
I am not your enemy. I will help you see. This empire is not worth saving, and the Republic is not worth destroying. There is a greater purpose awaiting us.
You want to take back your eternal throne?
They want someone to blame for their defeat. They choose you.
Let them come. It's their funeral.
Theirs or yours. Only you can decide that. Choose quickly. Empire, Republic. Both fall before the Eternal Throne. You cannot stop what is to come. Save yourself.
Oh my god, it's something other than Sky Troopers. I'm shocked. In a good way.
Atone for your crimes! Die!
Okay. Under normal circumstances, a frozen backdrop is actually bad. But here, the ship's in mid-explosion and mid-firing, with the lightning in like all frozen. It actually is a nice effect. I like it. Damn it. Yeah, exactly. Blade Jamal. I like it. Probably as good as they could do with an engine like this. The first Doctor Strange movie pulled an effect similar to this. Much better, obviously, but that had a movie's budget. Yeah, Doctor Strange 1 had some issues, but it had some really good cinematography. I suppose you could say that about a lot of MCU films. I mean, you get my opinion / point, right? Am I at least properly conveying how much I am negatively inclined towards this expansion walking into it? Like, it is a soft reboot. Let's just get that out of the way. And soft reboots are problematic. And there's a super secret empire out there run by the Sith Emperor, which is super strong. No, really, wink. It's not a great thing to get me on board. I'm gonna give it a shot. I always do. That's my job. But, yeah. This is why I have never played this expansion. Right here. That being said, I can already predict something that's gonna happen. This... God, those ships are big. Eternal Empire ships. It's hard to see with the contrast, but those things dwarf those dreadnoughts. Anyways, yeah, that was stupid too, Omega Legion. It doesn't mean that's less stupid, it's just still stupid. Anyways, it's the FF14 problem. What's my biggest complaint, by far, of FF14's story? Does anyone remember? Not the gameplay. I have tons of complaints about the gameplay. Just the story. Call it a lot of things. But what it boils down to, at the end of the day, is cutscene incompetence. We are not a character in FF14. And you know why? Because we can be a samurai, black mage, or a tank, or a melee, or anything, or everything, right? But we're not. We're not any of those things, because we can be any of those things. So, in any cutscene, in any story sequence event that isn't the class stuff, they have to work around that. And it is a huge detriment to the story, because they don't know who or what we are. Like I said, it leads to cutscene incompetence, because half the time what happens is we just stand there and watch other people do things. We just stare at them like, okay. Because they don't know what we are. They don't know what animations to use, because they cannot, or rather do not, predict our class. It is, ironically, one of my biggest complaints about modern WoW as well. Both BFA and Shadowlands make this exact same mistake. We are a passive observer of the story in both BFA and Shadowlands. BFA is Jaina and Thrall and Bane and Sylvanas' story, and Verox, and a little bit of Anduin. Shadowlands is all about Sylvanas and Anduin. We aren't a part of any of that. We're Bob over there, carrying the laundry. And I hate that. Now, it's difficult to do that. Let's be very clear. It is difficult to try and make it so that you are a relevant character in a story in which you can be whatever. This is the exact same problem we've run into. And yeah, you're right, STO did this too. That's how I think about it. In STO, Jaula is the main character of that entire arc. We are passive observers at best. But STO and FF14 and World of Warcraft and Tor have all made this exact same problem. And it is all the same core problem. We are not the main character of the game we're playing. And that honestly feels like crap to me. I don't know what else to say about that. So, I am worried. There's one MMO that avoids this. I am worried that that's what we're going to be seeing here, is that we are going to be the squished character. who can be, you know, the smuggler. Like, I keep going to smuggler because it's just such an easy answer, but we could be the agent. We could be the Jedi Knight. We could be the Jedi Consular. We could be the Mage Jedi Consular. We could be the Inquisitor. We could be the Bounty Hunter, etc., 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 etc. And I have a horrible feeling that we're going to suffer for that. Yeah, we're not any of that. We are the Outlander. Now, I don't mind that thing by itself, because that's the BioWare standard, and it's actually a brilliant way to get around the voice acting problem we've talked about several times. BioWare's done that for years, and it works to great effect. Who are you? You are Hawk. Who are you? You are Shepard. Who are you? You are the Warden. Etc., etc., etc. BioWare has stumbled upon that years ago, and it is a good idea. Let's just call that what it is. But no, there is one MMO out there that really bypasses this problem, and that MMO is Guild Wars 2. In Guild Wars 2, you're the commander. But, no, Omar. In Guild Wars 2, not only do they give us a voice, but we are very directly related and tied into all the main events of the story. We are the main character. We're not the most awesome person, we're not even the most relevant person in several stories, but we are definitively the main character. And that's the exception and the proof positive that what I seek is actually available. It's why, even though Guild Wars 2 has its issues, Lord knows it does, I've stuck with it for many years because I've always felt actually relevant when playing that game. I should probably mention that if you were paying attention earlier, I mentioned how modern WoW pisses me off. That's because WoW for several years actually did a pretty good job of making me feel like the main character, most notably in Pandaria and Legion. Also, FF14 has dipped into this as well, most notably in Shadowbringers, where we actually really did feel like the main character.
Did it please you to kill him yourself? I sensed you felt cheated when I disposed of him.
Ma was weak. I always knew he'd die.
That is not what I meant by that. That is not even close to what I meant by that. Didn't know we still have that option. I was actually curious.
Did it please you to...
This dream is a big joke to you, isn't it?
I seek only to open your eyes.
Yep, we've been crushed by the Empire, as we always knew it would be. I mean, ditto, Churen. Shadowbringers is awesome. Easily the best FF14 expansion for me, by a huge margin. Honestly, if it wasn't for the absolutely terrible side stuff, it would probably score the best, too. We'll see how Endwalker's side stuff scores. It's okay, I'm pretty sure after this we'll go back to a thing where there is no Sith Empire, there is no Republic, and we can all just be part of the same faction. It'll be cool forever. I think Endwalker is in striking distance, Bladeterval. That's the point. Shadowbringers was carried a little bit by its gameplay, though. For every one of those alternate side arcs that sucked, this is Zeos, isn't it? Story-wise, they were still very awesome gameplay-wise. The Galactic Empire is about 3,000 years that way, Magister.
Zios. The world where everything changed. For me, you, the galaxy.
You killed every living being here.
They died, opening my eyes to the truth. I have passed beyond death's reach.
Everything dies, even you.
Our flesh is not who we are. Voices, hands, children. I no longer require those crude vessels. At long last, I am truly free.
Your freedom cost millions of innocent lives. You're nothing but a monster.
I am a part of you. Now more than ever, I have done all I can to preserve your life.
Why would you do that?
You are a part of me I wish to keep.
You are the main character. Hopefully.
I cannot save you unless you want to live.
Sith, do not beg for rescue. Through passion, I gain strength.
Show me.
Oh my god, that's it. Valkorian's a parasite on Tor. It all makes sense! Excuse me. Oh jeez, this thing has way too much health. Someone, Oculus asked, as someone who doesn't know would I recommend FF14? So let me get this out of the way. Every MMO out there, with only one exception, is problematic, right? Like, if I recommend, this game to you, well, there's some slog. If I recommend Guild Wars 2 to you, well, there's vanilla. You get the idea, right? Like, there's always some detriment. And in FF14, well, that slog is ARR. You have to go through... Yeah, the exception's WoW, by the way, because you can just bypass all the slog and terrible content in WoW. A feature I wish other MMOs would implement. But I'm getting off topic. So, in FF14, here's the proviso, okay? You're gonna have to slog through ARR to get to the good stuff. Right? That's how it is. It's gotten better. It has gotten better. But it's still a slog, and it still sucks. But I would say that FF14 is at the very least in the running for the best MMO out there. And trust me, I've played a lot of them. It has its problems. Every now and again, it's face-palmingly stupid. Periodically, the side content is so nonsensical that I can't even believe they actually wrote that. There's not much quest design at all. They basically don't do quest design. But the level design is pretty good. The boss design is top-notch. The raids tend to be pretty awesome. If you're getting into FF14, what you're getting is a good story. Yeah, I know, right, Malcolm? You're getting a good story with occasional nonsense, good bosses, and good dungeons and raids. That's FF14. I should also mention the class design has gotten much better over the years, too. Here's the caveat on that. The lower level your class is, the worse it is. Pretty much across the board. Very few classes are even what I would consider complete classes at 50. Oh yeah, and from Heaven's Word onward, that's the first expansion, the voice acting's legit. Don't.
You are the only one who has ever matched my will to survive.
Stop comparing yourself to me.
You cannot deny we share a common foe.
That's Valron, and I don't recognize him exactly, but I know him. He's a Republic dude.
The eternal throne. The new seat of power in the galaxy.
It can't be. I've only been gone
Longer than you think. Zakul has surpassed my expectations. The most powerful fleet in history, and an army of guardians who use the Force is more than light or dark. But my children abuse their power.
You sired offspring and forgot that dynasties are built on the bones of their founders.
Abandoning my past, let me experience pleasures I denied myself before. I have known love on Zakul. Who knows? Even you may find it.
Okay, not that I want to give this any credit, but if you remember, back during the Jedi Knight story arc, they actually specifically mention that as part of the consequence of eternaling themselves, they lose sensation, so...
The only thing you love is power.
I care about more than you know. We must deal with my errant son and daughter before they ruin everything.
I knew you wanted something. You can't stop them alone.
They are deadly, and worse, lack discipline. Do not underestimate their threat. It will take both of us to undo the damage they can inflict.
Your daughter sees me.
Valen was always my favorite.
What is it?
Interesting.
It's an entertaining nightmare, but that's all.
No, it is more.
I'm dying.
We are being reborn.
Wake up. We have to go.
Speaking of our girlfriend. Sorry. One true love. Yes, I did, Damashi. I was not overly impressed with it. City of Heroes was arguably better, IMO. And I wasn't actually all that into City of Heroes either.
Don't try to move. You're dying. I may have your cure, but I'm not going to lie. This will hurt.
Oh my god, her face looks like a face! Holy crap! I am accustomed to pain.
That wasn't quite so bad.
So, I did a little looking into this. I don't know the specifics, but apparently they actually didn't just introduce new faces with this expansion, they introduced new face rigging. Because every face, all of them in Tor Vanilla, has the same rigging. Point here, point here, point here, etc. So they all have the same basic animation, so they can copy-paste onto any face in the game, right? So apparently they introduced new rigging to the new faces, which allowed for more nuance in, blah, blah. And yeah, it's really obvious with Valkorian, but that's probably why they didn't just use this face with that previous model, because that model didn't have the new rigging. Now, I don't know why they didn't go back and add the new rigging to the previous face. Whatever.
Lana, you saved my life.
I spared you from dying this very instant. We still have quite a ways to go. Gear up, quickly.
Hello, T7.
Is that a Republic model?
T701. He's agreed to help rescue you.
Not a very big crew.
Yes, well, it's the best I could manage. It will have to be enough. The Empire and Republic have all but fallen to the man who imprisoned you. You're our last hope.
Sky Troopers! No, T7's legit. I'm just amused. If I ever needed proof that this is supposed to be,
Take a breath.
Sith Warrior and Jedi Knight, T7 is one of the options for rescuing us here. Or is the other person who rescues us here. That's just amusing. Alright, so hang on. Now that we're escaping and we're no longer in our own mind here. I mean, any proper droid would be useful for infiltration, yeah, but...
What kind of prison is this?
It's no prison. This is where Arkin keeps all his most prized possessions. Yes. Don't you feel special now?
Hear that out? I'm a possession. Oh, that's even better. I'm a trophy.
I've got the door.
Or... Oh, okay, whatever. I mean, I could get the door.
Where's that droid?
Generating false security alerts in other sectors. Capable little astromech. Yes, I read you.
An updated timetable would be good.
Why, is there a problem?
No problem. But we are starting to feel a bit exposed out here. You find the Outlander yet?
Sorry.
Yes, I've patched her in.
Great. I'm KotFE. Welcome to the most suicidal rescue mission in history. Hope you're everything Lana said you were.
Be patient, Koth. We're on our way. Koth will fly us out of here. Just as soon as we're through this door.
I mean, ignoring the fact that we have the Force, we also have a lightsaber. But it's okay, because we could be a smuggler.
I've seen her before.
No.
Hi, Justice Valen. The intruders have released the Outlander. Sky Troopers are scouring the building, but...
But? Go on. Don't be shy.
What is wrong with her forehead?
Alarms sounding in multiple sectors. We can't seem to pin them down.
Well, don't you worry.
She's a triple Garlean. Oh, God!
Everybody makes mistakes.
We're not ready. Not for Valen.
Great. That's... So there's the Vader.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah, that's why I'm not giving it a negative Damashi. We are supposed to be super weak. It's not just the fact that we could be a smuggler here. Ignoring the fact that we had combat earlier. Let's ignore that for a moment.
Sky Troopers, Valen's far from alone.
And we're about to have combat again. Whee! Oh no! No, I've got it! She's got Diablo, Mephisto, and Bale shoved into her forehead.
Starting to really bustle out here.
Koth, Valen's arrived.
Already? Okay, let me know the second you hit the lift.
To the end.
What's the story with Koth? He's not Imperial.
He used to serve in Zakul's military. Now he's dedicated his life to ending Arkan's reign.
Why? What did Arkan do to him?
You can ask him yourself, provided we make it out of here alive.
Oh sure, give me motivation to survive, I guess. Guards equal diverted, security codes equal scrambled.
Excellent work, T7. Keep at it.
Oh, and we're officially out of things that I know about the future, by the way.
Hope you're not too close yet.
The last thing was the vitiate thing. Or Tenebrous, if you prefer.
Nothing I can't handle, but we need to move the pickup.
We don't have time for this.
Well, if I land now, I'll be shot to pieces. So just think of it as a personal favor to me, huh? Duck through another tower and I'll find you.
If not, there will be consequences.
Oh, you're a charmer.
That is not what I meant, game.
Hope you're not...
What?
Nothing.
We don't have...
Well, if I land now...
What's your back out there?
My #1 pastime these days. Always love our little excursions, Lana. Back with you shortly.
Are you two...
I'll pretend that's not your greatest concern at this particular moment.
I was just wondering. Just curious.
No.
Okay, she's a lot stronger than Lana. That's not great.
We have to keep moving.
It's okay, she's not stronger than us. We're just dying of radiation death doom.
What?
It's good to see you.
I have a million questions right now.
I know.
Here's question number 2. Hey, what's up? Oh, good, Sky Troopers. That's what I wanted in my life. You know what? Hang on. Am I just gonna let's just get this music going for this, shall we? I was actually just admiring the floor. Like, the carpet is a little fuzzy, though pun intended, but that's pretty nice there. Still got some blurring going on, but a noticeable improvement again. Yeah, this is clearly carpet. Check it out. You can kind of see. Whereas this is clearly intended to be metal. You can tell by the way they do the edges, especially. Never mind the texturing. Hey, look, it's a sky. Is this gonna be a thing? I'm 2 hours in, and it's been Sky Troopers all the way down. Is this just gonna be a thing? Somehow, Sky Troopers have returned. I was gonna say, this reminds me a lot of Dragon Age 2. It's dropping down, you know. Yeah, exactly, Shadow Machine. Like, I've said this before. I'm actually probably more positive about Dragon Age 2 than most people. Those random encounters were terrible.
We have to get across that bridge.
Hey, something that isn't a Sky Trooper. I'm actually happy to see you, Mr. Definitely not a reskinned walker. You know, Evo's like, I hate Dragon Age 2. That would complete the whole, you know, evil twin thing. Yeah, I'm not impressed with the enemy spam so far. I do like the brickwork, though. And by the way, this is not a bad view. Buildings literally going above the cloud cover.
Here, this will help.
Wait, it gets worse? Check it out, there's some little details like the little floating garden thing, too. Little highway down there. There's a shuttle just frozen in the air. What? You saw that, right? What? I was literally just being like, look at all this cool stuff out here. What the hell is that? Oh god, it's back! It's back! No, wait! Okay. Okay. That's cool. It's back! No, this time, okay, I need... No! No! It's like that dude in the Jedi Knight story arc where we throw him and he just kind of flies out until he explodes. That's my right out of here. No! Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, Tor.
Fight through it.
Yeah, see, we're still weak. I'm willing to give you some credits on that one game. Otherwise, we should totally be able to just be like, yeah, no, I got this.
Not the way I would have picked.
I would have jumped into that star over there. What are you doing? This is your city. Is this...
What's happening?
Is this Darth Bandon?
She'll bring the whole city crashing down on you if she has to.
Lana, are my scanners glitched? Did you just charge headfirst into a Sky Trooper droid factory?
Valen's almost on us. We're out of options.
This is Altair 3 all over again.
We can handle a few droids. Come on!
Oh, so she's stupid. Got it. It's always nice to have stupid people in the enemy team. It helps, really. Remember, be nice to stupid people. They pay your bills. Your wages, I think is how that phrase goes. So I'm just kind of curious what's going to happen if I just do this for a minute. Just idly curious. Because there's this thing in Tor where you are not eligible for a conversation while you're in combat.
What happened to the reactor? That wasn't you, was it?
Valen happened.
Valen did that? Guess you were right about your Outlander.
On me. Of course, I can't go faster. I'd say nice factory, but actually this looks really wasteful. So, crappy factory.
Reactor instability detected. Emergency evacuation is in effect. Catastrophic reactor failure imminent. Evacuate the tower.
Mind me.
Achieve minimum safe distance.
Okay, who just knocks over a trash bin in the middle of a hallway in a factory? Come on, people. Basic janitor work here. I swear.
Reactor instability detected. Emergency evacuation is in effect. Catastrophic reactor failure.
Okay, so we're in combat. Let's see what happens.
Evacuate the tower.
Yep, still can't do it while we're in combat. Okay. It was worth a try. That would have been a sea change to how we operate. Just, yep, run through, run through, run through. You notice some of them de-aggroed. I'm actually shocked by that.
Here, this will help.
Like, I noticed that earlier when we dropped down. Some of them just were like, no. We are, in fact, a Sith warrior. Oh god, that may be a thing, Omega Legion. That might actually happen. No, not that wasteful, Triaxia. Nothing's that wasteful. Nope, hang on. Red dots just showed up. I think it's the reinforcements I was supposed to fight after I beat these enemies. Like, 500 feet that way. But hang on, just wait. Just wait. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Really leaning on those scripted encounters. Any more? Okay.
It's going to rupture. Sound the evacuation. Get everybody out. 10 blocks in every direction.
10 blocks? Hold up. When you say block, because a block is actually a really short period of distance in real life.
There's nothing we can do here. Let's go.
Don't you dare!
If that thing blows, it's taking a whole lot of people with it. You can still shut it down.
Half the city will go dark, but the countless thousands who live and work here will have a chance.
Do you see? This is how far they'll go to stop you. We need to get you off-world now.
Yeah, no.
The masses cannot fear you if there are no masses.
That's... okay, whatever.
You'd better know what you're doing.
Oh, I always do. I have no idea what I'm doing, but... we got this.
Should feel better now. We must leave!
Didn't you already say that? T7. No? No T7? I figured that was... okay, whatever.
Relax. It's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine. T7? I am very light, prisoners.
Now what do you propose to do?
Whatever I can.
This is weird music for this.
Catastrophic reactor failure imminent.
There.
Hang on. There's a song I'm looking for. There it is. This should be appropriate. Hey, look, Sky Troopers.
Yeah, this will help. This is pure insanity!
Yeah? I don't know about you, but I always interact with the console about 6 feet away from it. Have you not seen my Sith Inquisitor? Insanity is my business.
Here, this will help.
That's how I play games all the time. I just have my hands up here, like, and I'm like way back here, you know. That was weird. And I've seen fiction. People always interact with computers by just gesturing in the air, and then the CGI artists just add, you know, interface after the fact. I mean, they interact with the holograms directly. Have you ever actually thought about how unintuitive that would be? To just reach out of the air with no tactile feedback at all, and just do this?
Catastrophic reactor failure imminent.
Enough! I'm taking you with me, whether you like it or not.
Nah, I got this.
Reactor shutdown sequence initiated. Warning. Grid integrity at risk.
It's one of the reasons I always liked Hard Light a little bit better. At least then you literally are grabbing something and, you know, working with it. Oh man, screw to L-cars. Just screw L-cars. Hey, it's that one shuttle! What's funny is I can just picture a smuggler just pulling out their blaster.
You just gambled with the fate of the entire galaxy.
You thought you were going to lose me.
Don't start, let's just go.
Primary grid shutdown protocols are in effect.
Now, the problem with Hard Light is making it not, you know, instantly disintegrate whatever it interacts with. Oh, I'm not even getting into the radiation problem. Let's just ignore that.
Take a breath.
Of course. Waiting for it. Well, so far the story started off really badly, Zaktav. but I admit it's warmed me over a bit. A bit. The gameplay's terrible. Like, actually worse than Tor Vanilla in several respects. But we're not too far in. I don't want to be too harsh about it yet. Hey, what are those? Oh my god, they're Skytrooper prototypes! You know what that means. Honestly, I feel like if I wasn't doing this on story difficulty, I'd be being a lot more annoyed, which is just like Dragon Age 2, actually. Dragon Age 2's combat is most tolerable when you crank the difficulty all the way down. You remember that? I did that for the first time during the stream of Dragon Age 2 several years ago. And it was just like, wow, this is a lot more fun all of a sudden. Because it went from being just this horrific slog of dumb to being a Dynasty Warrior games where you just mulch through enemies left and right. You know? Sorry, going off of Warrior, which is kind of my canon. It'll be interesting to do it as Mage when we get there. Yeah, exactly, MPPY. Like, Dragon Age Origins combat gets better when you increase the difficulty. Dragon Age 2's, not so much. Exactly, Giga Pudding. It's all just Varric hawking up the scenes. And then Hawk rushed forward with her giant two-handed sword 20 feet in the air, and everything just mulched in her path like she was a...
Take a breath.
A lawnmower. Except lawnmowers don't exist in this setting, but whatever, I'll come up with a better analogy later. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, Evo. I've actually never played a mage in 2, so that'll be unique. I'm looking forward to it. Good here? Yeah, you grind through it like a millstone through sea.
The dark should help our escape.
Not as well as a massive explosion would have, but it will do. Koth, where are you?
Ran into sort of a maintenance issue.
Sweet.
How bad is it?
It's not great, but we're on top of it.
Fine on top of it.
Give us 3 minutes?
Hang tight. Hope you're not scared of the dark.
Optimistic option.
You do what you have to. We'll be waiting.
Let's find a place to lie low and...
Not an option.
Somehow, Sky Troopers have returned.
3 minutes. Right.
Take a breath.
You know, someone asked earlier, was I put off by the news of this expansion being episodic? So the first time I found out that this expansion was episodic was when they asked that question, about, 20 minutes ago. So I'm gonna go with no. I'm honestly not sure why it being episodic would be good, bad, or in between. It's just there.
Leyland's nothing if not persistent.
Stormtroopers! Oh, come on! Oh, whatever. That's what yeah, Guild Wars 2 kind of is episodic, you're right. Weirded me out at first. Because it's like, hey, you finished the expansion. I'm like, but we're like halfway through the expansion. What? And then, the next episode came out. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But thank you, Duralis. Always appreciate. I will jot that down for Mega Man Legends 2.
Should feel better now.
just one. There we go. Zakul, Dave Palmer. Honestly, real talk, I was expecting the Sky Trooper to survive being flung over the edge, because it's a sky. They've got a jetpack. It's right there. There's some interesting droids.
Koth, is that blaster fire?
Almost there. 3 more minutes.
Koth, we don't have 3 more minutes.
2.5. Outlander, you are guilty of assassinating the immortal Emperor and of evading imprisonment.
We demand your immediate surrender.
Does
Knights
that
of
ever
Zakul,
work?
A policing body under Valen's charge. Force sensitives.
Are they more like us or more like the Jedi?
To them, the Force is an instrument to be used in pursuit of justice. Nothing more.
Stop
So
talking.
Jedi.
Disarm and surrender at once.
Try and make me.
Press the attack!
That's a good question. Hey, I killed your immortal emperor. Do you see a problem with that sentence? No? Okay. Checking. I noticed they've started using telegraphs. I actually saw that earlier in the dream sequence. And honest to God telegraphs. I'm kind of happy to see them.
Lower your weapons and admit defeat.
I admit defeat. Telegraphs is the stuff on the floor. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's something I believe Wildstar invented, actually. And was later adopted by World of Warcraft and like FF14 and everything, really. To indicate, hey, here's where a certain type of attack is about to happen.
Your crimes will not go unpunished. Cannon, run! We'll fight another day!
Or you could die.
You're never taught to properly channel your anger.
Lana.
Yeah, don't torture him. Just kill him.
He wasn't armed. Hardly seems your style.
He would have come back to fight again.
That he would. I wonder what other surprises you hold up your sleeve. Valen.
I don't know you, but you. I've seen you.
I'll hold her off as long as I can. The first chance you get, go.
No way am I leaving you behind.
Oh, you're impossible.
Do you not know who I am, Lana? I mean, I guess we just met, relatively speaking.
No. I won't need that.
Heads down, eyes open, run like hell!
That should not prevent those shots from going through there. I'm just saying.
Whoa!
Declaration. Meatbags can't fly.
55?
I'm gonna punch it. Got a little engine trouble. Okay, a lot.
Let me take the controls. I can get us to safety.
I've got it. Guns locked on.
Get us out of here.
Trying to. Come on, come on.
Woo! Thank you, T7. We owe you one.
Yeah, really.
Lament. No one has thanked me.
I appreciate the save.
Humility. It was nothing.
Okay.
Salutation. Greetings. I'm HK-55, fully armed for combat and at your command.
Good to know.
I told you we'd succeed.
You left out the part where I'd lose my ship.
Lana, I don't know if you've heard yet, but the Emperor, he killed Darth Maul.
Yes. His absence has been felt by many.
For quite some time, right? It's going to be a short trip. I want to start briefing your friend here on what's been going on the last 5 years. HK, make yourself useful. Check the stabilizers.
5 years.
Much better. Are you awaiting instruction?
The Outlander.
No. She's gone.
Gone. I don't care what it takes. I want her found.
She's a typical Sith, and he's a typical Sith idiot.
Take a breath.
Yeah, think about how expensive it is to get Chapter 4. A nuclear power plant going in real life. Hint, it's a lot.
Get those fires out!
Did you think to take any extinguishers when you stole this ship?
What's an extinguisher?
Blast! Outlander! You're up! See what you can do with this thing. That's 2 more shuttles you owe me.
You didn't even own this one. It really shouldn't count.
It was mine when it crashed. It counts.
I didn't realize we were being billed for this level of service.
It's just a little game we have.
You will be reimbursed.
Of course. Never doubted it.
Anything on your sensors?
Confirmation. I have detected a large metallic object nearby. Analysis suggests a technological construct, but there are no energy readings.
Whatever it is, it's got better chances of flying than this thing. Engine's fried to a crisp.
Sky Troopers won't be far behind us. We need to hide the evidence of our landing.
I'll scavenge you, Barry.
Just like Aaron Prime.
I get the sense you two have been working together for a while.
Long enough.
I know you have more questions than answers, but we should really keep moving. I promise I'll tell you everything I can as soon as we're safe.
Enthusiasm. Shall we investigate the technological object? I believe I can guide us to its location.
Very well.
You know, I hate to bang on this point, but this would be another excellent time to bring in that generational MMO concept. and just say, here, you're a Force user. And you're super strong. And, like, welcome to 5 years later. You know? Or probably longer than 5, but you get my point. Yeah, but they didn't. That's the problem, Malachor. They didn't commit to it. Nobody ever commits. I do know, so for those of you not aware, every time I would make one of these characters for this particular run, it was like, hey, do you want to make a KotFE character? And I was like, I had to be like, no. No. I don't want a brand new character in KotFE.
+1, kill counter.
55 as a kill counter. Yeah, troopers.
Style eliminated.
Yeah, they had to give the Warden a big off-camera quest just to keep the Warden uninvolved in world events. In fairness, I actually think that worked out. See you around, Krensler. Excuse me. The problem is what they did was they kicked the Warden problem down the road. They're gonna have to address that at some point. Sky troopers.
Exploration. Target has achieved deadness. Stamina increased.
I was just saying, should we even have a Sky Trooper? Hang on. So let's see. Where do we even start the Sky Trooper camera on? Yeah, let me run through it in my head really quick. So we had those. And then, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We skipped those. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 20. Yeah. Just gonna leave that right there. It's just for you, Mike Tamano. I just want you to know how much I care. True, Lord Harriman. That was actually pretty smart on their part.
I insist to serve. Report. Dead.
Yeah, I'm told you could, like, replay KotFE or something in order to do it on higher difficulty. I'm not sure why, but, like, I'm in favor of New Game Plus in general, so
Deadness.
I'm gonna have to figure out the specifics of that at some point, because that's gonna be relevant to the review. That's an interesting looking not Rancor. Oh no, it actually does say Rancor, never mind.
Stamina increased.
No, this actually does feel like a soft reboot. And I'm not just saying that facetiously.
Target has achieved deadness.
As much as the encounter design and combat hasn't improved, in fact, it's arguably gotten worse, the fact is that the structure of quests and the flow of events has improved. And the story is obviously just like, you know what, we're done.
Admiration. It is a great pleasure to witness your skills firsthand, Master.
Master?
Clarification. Master Benico altered my programming before we secured your release. I am to serve you with the same unexcelled loyalty with which I serve her. In fact, your survival is now my highest priority.
I'm no more important than Lana or Koth. Don't prioritize me above them.
Concession. I will alter my prioritization as you request, Master. Gossip. You are just as selfless as I had been led to believe. Resumption. Shall we continue?
Apparently I got a rep. There it is. And yeah, there's the other two difficulties. Interesting. Oh my god! I've spoiled everything. I'm kidding. I wasn't actually reading any of that. Sorry, but I am the Republic. Oh yeah, and Ashley is definitely anti-alien.
+1 to kill counter.
She's not like... How do I phrase this? Ashley is well-written racist, is how I would phrase that. She's not like, oh my god, I gotta kill them all because I'm evil and stupid. She's just uncomfortable around non-humans. Still better than Caden, though. Alright, let's see.
Stamina increased.
Oh, it's fine. HK is gonna be like... Delightful statement. I have been waiting to shoot you in the back for years, Master.
Is this the object you picked up on your sensors?
Confirmation. Yes, Master. A closer scan suggests that this object has been here for several centuries.
Yes, Gum Gum. There is no paradox. I'm not arguing that, Lataria. I still think she's better than Caden. I still have no problem telling him to go hug a nuke. And I've done it every time, because screw him. What is the most actual stupid thing in Star Wars? Something from the sequel trilogy. I'm not going to say a specific thing because it doesn't matter.
Centuries? Of all the junk out here, you had to find the antique.
Observation. Visible design elements do not match any from Zakulan culture, antique or modern.
Not from Zakul. Could it be?
Man, I love stumbling on pocket feeds. I was worried we weren't playing a BioWare game for a second.
Think things.
Haha! Do you have any idea what this is?
It looks like some kind of old spacecraft.
This is the Gravestone. This was the only ship that ever went up against the Eternal Fleet and won. Do you have any idea how long people have been looking for this thing?
And we just happened to stumble upon it.
You said this ship went up against the Eternal Fleet and won, but it's rusting in a swamp while the fleet is still around.
The fleet is even older than Valkorian, maybe even older than Zakul. The battles happened centuries ago. Nobody knows the details of the whole war, but every story talks about the Gravestone. One ship with the firepower to take on the Eternal Fleet. This is fate. We get your Outlander. Find exactly the weapon we need. We're going to win this thing, Lana. It's destiny.
It's certainly no coincidence, but destiny? I think there's something else going on here.
Yeah, I think Valkorian's like, hey, you should land over there. Damn it,
Do you
game.
think this is some kind of setup?
No, not exactly. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Let's have a look inside, huh?
Assessment. Nearby signs of animal activity suggest local predators may be using this wreck as a nesting ground. Caution is advised.
We'll split up, deal with any wildlife, then regroup to plan our next move.
Stay on your feet.
Not well, Mega Skullmon Spockmon. Thank you for asking.
Tally 16, 17, 22.
Unfortunately, you're quite wrong, Mega Skullmon Spockmon. The whole reason I linked that image was because I've had that mount for years, and it dropped for me, and it's also not tradable, by the way.
These creatures are hardly cunning. Their usual prey clearly doesn't offer much challenge.
Yeah! Clearing these things out? Very easy. Easiest thing ever.
Either way, it's worth doing in order to grab at least one trinket. And there's some cute cosmetics you can buy. It's also probably one of the better holidays in WoW, so make of that what you will. Thank you, silly idea. I'm sorry you're having to deal with the hurricane. I hope it's not too bad, because that's as best as I can hope for. And if you want to put that towards something, let me know. Silly idea.
The endless swamp. After the damage you inflicted, they couldn't have made a safe landing anywhere else.
And if they didn't make a safe landing?
We'll know soon enough. Sky Troopers, sweep the area. Focus on regions with high metallic sensor readings.
Yeah, I pointed that out earlier.
I oversaw security in the Carbonite prison. I humbly submit myself to answer for this failure.
Yep, typical Sith.
I didn't like his answer.
Like, seriously. Bog standard, textbook, 101 Sith. That's actually kind of boring.
So this ship has been here for 1,000 years? More?
Right. It's amazing that it's in such good condition, considering. Judging by the damage I've seen, the stories are true. Whoever built the Gravestone scuttled it themselves after the Eternal Fleet was defeated. It wasn't shot down.
The fleet was defeated but not destroyed. Valkorian brought it back under his own control more than a century ago.
Exactly. The Eternal Fleet is totally automated. Nobody knows who first built it, and every theory is crazier than the last.
Renegades left behind after a successful droid revolution. Representatives of an entire race of droids from somewhere beyond the edge of the known galaxy.
Like I said, crazy stuff. But no matter where it came from,
the Reapers
fleet is practically unstoppable. And Arkan controls every single ship from the throne.
If Valkorian has had this unstoppable fleet for more than a century, why didn't he use it to help the Sith Empire defeat the Republic?
We can only theorize. If the war was just part of a ritual to make the Emperor truly immortal, perhaps using the fleet would have interfered somehow. Regardless, we have many other things to discuss. I owe you 5 years' worth of explanations.
And I'm gonna need some parts to get this thing moving again.
Locating supplies and fresh water would also be wise.
I'll help you find what we need, Lana.
Very well.
Assertion. I will begin a patrol pattern to ensure that no enemy forces report our position.
I don't know. If I used Star Trek teleporters, I probably wouldn't have there be any long-term effects from them. But they'd also be ridiculously overpowered, and I would acknowledge that. Favorite human companion in all of Mass Effect is probably either Miranda or Jack. I wasn't counting Joker. So, I've been assuming something. I've been assuming there's going to be a big moment in which our character kind of, like, noticeably changes. Hang on. I must bow to my master, the crow. All the way down. My nose is actually touching the keyboard. That's how much I'm bowing. Mega bow, just for you. Thank you, the crow. I will put that towards the Dragon Age block. What was I saying? Big shift in our character. Has that already happened, / will that happen? Was the time skip it? Is it not going to happen at all? Go ahead and spoil this, because I kind of need to know. How's your Ludo? How's it feel for you? How's it play for you? How do I mean? I don't know how to answer that. Big character moment, big plot moment. Suddenly we have the knowledge of the Protheans beamed into our brain. If the time skip is it, and that's fine, but if the time skip is it... Oh, and we have Valkorian in our brain now, so that's great. Okay, well, we're going to call that it, then. Hang on. So we've gone through this big dramatic change.
Yeah.
Years have passed. Years have passed. It's been incredible. All the horrible stuff we've gone through. It's just insanity, really. Is that it? No, don't. Found the goddamn lightsaber. We have become a new person. A more powerful person than ever before. That's the wrong lightsaber. Why is that the lightsaber? That's literally not the other way. Oh, that is the wrong... Where did my dual saber go? Oh my god. Where did my dual saber go? There it is. Why was it up there? Actually, what I really want is to be shot by whoever's shooting me. Hang on. Really, game? Really? Okay, whatever. Oh, right. And one other change.
I've got you.
Game? Growling, damn it, I hate this game so much. Alright, there we go. Okay. Well, you didn't answer me, Malachor, so sucks to be me, then. I asked, and you were like, no, there's no moment like that. And I'm like, okay, we're just going to do it now, then. And then you're like, oh, but there's this moment later, and it's like, what? God damn it, man.
I've got you.
When Darth Maul and I faced Valkorian, we knew right away. He was the Sith Emperor, Lana.
I know. When he was struck down, it released ripples through the Force. Everyone who had felt the Sith Emperor's presence in the past, on Ziost, on Yavin 4, we all sensed what had happened. Arkan invaded soon after, claiming that an outlander had assassinated his father, the immortal Emperor. It didn't take long for us to unravel the truth.
Which side did Arkan attack first?
Both. Ships from the Eternal Fleet struck at shipyards and rallying points for both sides simultaneously. They favored ambush tactics throughout the war. Zakulan's sensor technology has far greater range than our own, and their ships can fly much further on less resources. Only vessels retrofitted with Isotope 5 could manage to outrun them.
What?
None could truly compete.
See ya, Yada. I didn't know they were making a new Jack and Daxter Trihex. Considering I haven't played 2 or 3 or the bonus games, I wouldn't say I have any impression or opinion there too.
We will make them fall.
Somehow, Isotope 5 returned. And yes, Ect.
How long did the Republic and the Empire manage to hold out?
Within 3 months, the bulk of our naval forces were disabled or eliminated, and the Republic was in the same situation. With naval superiority, Arkan's forces could begin choking off supply lines, trade, any ship travel at all. The Eternal Fleet seemed to be everywhere at once. Coruscant and Dromund Kaas were blockaded by the end of the first year.
Yep, they're just that much better, which is why we're gonna kick their ass this expansion.
Here, this will help.
I wouldn't write the Eternal Fleet. And if you asked me to, I'd quit my job because it's dumb. Work on my own game with blackjack and hookers.
How did it end?
The members of the Dark Council fought Arkan's invasion ruthlessly and lost. The Empire's treaty was ultimately negotiated by the Minister of Logistics. Chancellor Suresh also refused to discuss surrender, but the Republic Senate managed to overrule her. A cadre of senators negotiated their own ceasefire terms. All of those senators have since been disgraced or dismissed. I'm sure you can imagine the likely culprit.
Garza.
So far, the treaties with Zakul have held. But that will not last forever.
God damn it, Eva. I was about to say, no, I knew it! I knew it! I'm not going to say anything more about it. I've made my peace. I've already given it the negatives. Plural. We're done. That being stated, I love the Zan Consortium comparison. I never thought of that before, Django, but you're completely right. It's the frickin' Zan Consortium all over again. They're just better. They're just better. Just aggro everything here. Don't mind me. Yeah, exactly. We've already gotten past the point where the fleet could and the Eternal Empire could be acceptable. We're done with that. Now the question is, do they do anything good with it? Oh, and in answer to your question, Django, the Consortium is arguably worse. Like, the fact of just the Consortium existing at that point in history and just being that much better than everyone is so much worse than this nonsense. They're similar. But, yeah. Either way, like I said, I'm going to let the topic go. 2 negatives a story. Moving on.
Should feel better now. A freshwater spring. It should be safe for drinking.
No, but you can put up a visible oxygen layer, Gamga. That way you know what you're breathing.
So the Eternal Fleet overwhelmed both the Republic and the Empire. What was the result?
Both sides are forced to pay a heavy tribute to Zakul, mainly raw materials and resources. They're also held under an arms limitation statute. The Empire and the Republic are both breaking it, of course, but they're still incapable of challenging the throne directly.
Who rules the Empire now?
Darth Asina was the only Dark Council member left standing. All others died or disappeared in the chaos. Without opposition, she declared herself Empress of the Sith.
And the Republic?
Suresh remains in power, though she no longer holds the title of Chancellor. The Republic has limits to their ruler's terms, but her replacement is a mere puppet. Both sides see this only as an opportunity to eliminate one another at a time of weakness, instead of combining what strength they have.
Now that I buy. They're both very stupid. Especially
Arkan
Suresh.
does nothing to prevent violence between them, so long as their tribute is paid and no one challenges Zakul's superiority.
I'm surprised Arkan didn't try to destroy both governments. He obviously had the firepower.
I don't think Arkan feels any desire to actually govern our portion of the galaxy. For now, he sees it as a backwater, useful only for resources. Powerful Zakulan battle stations have been placed in orbit around key worlds to watch for possible uprisings. But there are no ongoing planetary occupations. The ships of the Eternal Fleet simply patrol at random, while the tribute paid to Zakul gradually chokes all economic potential.
What about my team? My ship?
I have allies looking for them as we speak. With all of the chaos of the last few years, though, it will take time to find them all. For now, we make do with ourselves, KotFE, and HK.
Translation, companions be gone, yo.
As long as you're here, there's nothing we can't handle.
The feeling's mutual. It truly is a relief to see you again.
Is that why you went to so much trouble to rescue me?
Before you were captured, you accomplished things no one else dared to attempt. You changed the galaxy more than once, and if things have ever needed to change, now is the time. But there is something else. I've felt it since the moment I found you in Carbonite. There's a power in you. Something new. It's elusive, but I know it's there.
I think you're right, Lana. I think the Emperor, Valkorian, is in my mind.
What?
After he died, there was a storm of energy. I barely even remember being thrown into the carbon freezing chamber. And then, while I was frozen, I saw things. Dreamed about him, about everything that happened while I was gone.
It can't be. If he were controlling you, I'd know it. I certainly saw enough of it on Ziost.
Huh.
I don't think he's trying to control me. Not directly, anyway. He was trying to convince me to work with him.
Whatever he's doing, we can be sure that he's always trying to deceive us somehow. I believe in you. And I appreciate your honesty. I'll remain watchful for any influence he might have over you. For the time being, though, we have no choice but to proceed.
What about the others?
They wouldn't understand. And like you said, we really don't know anything for sure yet. Let's keep the matter between us for now.
Like Sky Troopers.
Salutation. It is a pleasure to see you again so soon, Masters. I have encountered minimal resistance in my patrol.
How minimal?
Reassurance. Only one Sky Trooper and 3 local predators with poor survival instincts. Our position appears to be secure at this time, but I would still advise caution on your return trip, Masters.
Keep up the good work, HK.
Appreciation. It will be my pleasure to do so, Master.
I mean, he sounds better here than he did in every iteration before here.
Should feel better now.
Well, you see, Giga, I had a horrifically evil death pact with the most evil entity I know, and she's forcing me to flirt. Against my will, no less. I'm afraid I can't, Giga Pudding. For if I do, she will surely kill me. Horrifically, brutally. Songs will be sung about the torment I shall experience. Right into the blasters there. There we go. Guy drivers. BioWare is more machine now than man. Twisted and evil. See, what's going to happen is I'm going to romance Lana until there's like a critical moment when I can betray and kill her. And then I'm going to do that. And that way everyone in chat will hate me. It'll just be like, no, I knew all along. It was for you. And I'll walk up. I'll embrace her close. And then she just falls. This horribly shocked, overwhelmed expression on her face. There are 5 acts in D3, Mr. Red. Good morning, Sean.
Hey there. Did you find something tasty?
We definitely found something.
Great. I've got a pretty good idea of the parts we'll need. Let's go see what we can find. Feel better?
Always kill your love interest. That's really horrible, actually. What the hell? And back out. I'm not sure what I think it costs so far.
Stay on your feet.
Case by case, Ect. Although generally speaking, the focus is more on genre than anything else. It just so happens that a lot of franchises like Dragon Age tend to be of the same genre. But for example, the BRPG block is a perfect example of crossing franchises to stay within the same genre. Oh, sorry, Ect asked a question. Somewhere? Maybe? Actually, maybe he didn't. Maybe no questions were asked. Maybe there are no questions. Hang on. Is the question... Yep, nope, the question bot died. Wow.
Feel better?
MPPY killed the question bot about 30 minutes ago, actually. I didn't even notice. Darren DePaul... I don't think he's done any WoW voice work, but don't quote me on that.
Feel better?
I only know that he's been over in Overwatch. Did I ever finish Papers, Please? No. If yes... Move on. What was the moment that made me put down the game? There was no moment, because it doesn't work that way. Some games, some works, they, like, have this big moment of, oh my god, it's this horrifically evil thing. It's so evil. Oh my god. Wait, Darren DePaul voiced Blackhand? I didn't know that. Although, now that I hear Sokrathar's voice, I can see that. I'm still not sure about Blackhand. Anyways, then there's games like Papers, Please, where the whole game is just really depressing. From top to bottom. So, instead of, like, having a big moment that pushed me away, it was like the entire game I was suffocating. Just the whole game. And eventually, you just run out of air and pass out. And that was Papers, Please for me. It's wave after wave of nonsense trash. Amber works, Evo, yes. Wow, in addition to being slowed, they're also slowing me. That's just making everything worse, too. Was Franbo better or worse? Worse in every way. Do you have a playthrough of it? So, Papers, Please was before we were doing the review system, so nobody paid for it. And there is no review of it on records, no. There might be a stream archive of it, I don't know. It might be far enough back that it wasn't. Very unlikely, actually. If I could pick any franchises to appear in the next Kingdom Hearts game, which would it be? Final Fantasy, Secret of Mana, and we'll stop there. But that's my
It's
pick.
destiny. I ditch all these parts before we crash. We find the Gravestone, and then what do we need to get it flying? Honestly, it's plain as day. Not for Lana, though. For her, it's all just skill and luck and coincidence.
I'm with you. Things always end up going my way. There's really no other explanation.
Let's hope that includes taking down Arkan. Lana's told me about all the things you've done. More than once. Half the reason I agreed to this crazy rescue was to see if you were actually real. So, I figure I know all about your past. You deserve to know mine. Lana might have told you I was the captain of a warship during Arkan's campaign against the Core Worlds. My crew and I deserted, but I'm not going to pretend we didn't do our share of damage beforehand. Just thought you should hear it from me.
Lana mentioned that you deserted instead of following orders. What was the order?
We were holding territory on Denon. Locals rioted and orders were to open fire until they stopped. None of us even wanted to be there. Massacring civilians? That's not how Zakul is supposed to operate.
Thank you for being honest with me. You and your crew made the right choice.
Glad you think so. One more thing, as long as we're being honest. When you risked your life to shut that generator down, you showed me that you're someone I can count on. I want to take Arkan down, but we don't have to take down all of Zakul with him. I'm glad to know you understand that too.
Too many innocent people have suffered already. I'm not going to add to that.
Thank you. Come on, let's get this stuff back to the Gravestone.
Request. Please rendezvous at my current coordinates at your earliest convenience, Masters. I require assistance.
Blasted droid.
Hey, what's wrong with 55? I mean, given what they were going for, Django, soft reboot, it makes a lot of sense. I have a feeling I know what they're going to do with the old companions. We've already seen a hint of that with T7. Probably Evo. Probably. So here's the deal, Nero's ass. Kingdom Hearts hasn't used Final Fantasy. Ever, actually. There's only one time in the entire franchise where Final Fantasy has ever even been part of the plot, and that is for a brief segment of Kingdom Hearts 2. That's it. By contrast, the Disney stuff is actually a part of Kingdom Hearts. It is directly tied into and linked with the overall story, setting, mythos, and plot. Never mind character stuff.
Stay on your feet.
So, I picked Final Fantasy because they never did. And yes, I prefer Carthonasi over Caden. What?
Please, save us. What the hell is going on here? What did you do to them?
Protestation. I have done nothing to these pitiable meatbags, Master. They were merely bystanders when I destroyed a group of Sky Troopers. They've requested our help in escaping the enemy's notice.
Please, we are no danger to you. We were exiled for protesting Emperor Archon's war. We've already lost 2 of our friends. Please, is there anything you can do for us?
We're repairing a ship with room for passengers. We can get you out of here.
You're serious? That's incredible. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're doing the right thing. Thank you.
No, I decided to eject it out of pure spite, Sean. Can I rank all the BioWare games from favorite to least favorite? Sure, let me go to my website. Let's see here. Let's go to lorerunner.com. Let's pull out the review list here. Let's see. Here we go. Golden number. Let's see, on the top of the list we have... Tor. MPPY asked a question I don't really have a good answer for. How would I tackle the Warden problem? Because it is a problem. If I was handed the reins of BioWare. Now. And I have to acknowledge Dragon Age 2 and 3. Hey, Primarch. Yeah, I haven't reviewed any BioWare games under the current system. That's the problem. So the answer is, of course, I have no idea. Because I haven't reviewed any of the BioWare games under the current system. I'd say 0.0000001%, J. Palmer. In fact, I can't even think of any off the top of my head. I'm sure there are some. But, you know. Yeah, but that doesn't solve the Warden problem. In fact, it makes it worse, Shadow Machine. Probably Trihexia. In fact, yes. Any game that scored worse than Elden Ring or Bloodborne, I enjoyed more than Elden Ring or Bloodborne. That's exaggerative, but you get my point. What is the Warden problem? The Warden exists and can be extremely nuanced and multifaceted in terms of species, gender, class, backstory, history, race, choices, and everything. How do you deal with that going forwards? That's the Warden problem. There is no main character in any BioWare game, ever, that has allowed you more choices on who and what you are than Dragon Age Origins. This makes sense. There was never supposed to be a sequel. No, that doesn't solve anything, Malachor. Because what you're saying then is, okay, so let's write a game that acknowledges all of that. Do you have the tiniest, slightest bit of an understanding of how much work that is, of how insane that is, of how much content that is, that most people will never see? That is the Warden problem. They gave us so many options and so many choices that acknowledging them all is effectively impossible. You can't just keep going as if the Warden was a thing. So the only thing they could do, which is what they did do, was they kicked the can down the road, and they said, the Warden's off doing something else. That they're over there. They're over there.
You're sure we can make it fly again?
She'll fly. Just been waiting for somebody to come along and remind her how.
Let's get to work then.
Yeah, you'll notice in pretty much every other BioWare game, they have avoided giving you that many options and that much malleability. Specifically so they can do things like, you know, sequels. Shepard, for all the choices you can make, really boils down to, well, are you male or female? Are you leaning Paragon or leaning Renegade? And either way, you're a human who's a part of the military, high-tier military. So you're kind of pigeonholed in your position in the plot. So they can do sequels relatively easily, pretty much no matter what you choose. I don't have montage music that isn't copyrighted to hell and back. Aren't you dead? Here, hang on. You want montage music? I'll give you montage music. So that is the Warden problem. There is no good answer to the Warden problem. No matter what you do, it's not going to fulfill all requirements of the puzzle. You either have to diminish the amount to which the player's choices matter, or you have to do an insane amount of work which is non-sustainable. There's no in-betweens there. Okay, HK, we need to talk about your targeting. Seriously, buddy. Yeah, no kidding, Latario. So, before you ask, my answer is he's still chasing the damn thing. Before you ask, my overall solution is the one BioWare themselves have effectively already been doing. And that is to diminish choices. Remove the Warden from the board some way or... Oh, come on! In some way or another. Either make the story completely separate from them, or remove the Warden from continuity, or make the Warden go off and do something completely unrelated, or have the Warden leave the planet, or just whatever, right? Do something to remove the Warden from the board completely. Yeah, that's getting a plus, by the way. That was actually funny.
Stamina increased.
Helmet's not going away. Helmet for life. Alright, hang on. I need someone to go stab Malachor for me really quick, please. No, Latario. 2 of them are. These now, so I'm just gonna send you those by accident. Damn it, Damashi! How could you? How could you betray me like this? Wait, there's only 2 negatives on the screen? Oh, there are. Now, let me update the HUD. Sorry. Now, what I'd do is I'd probably vague it up. I would probably have a bit where the Warden and every character you could romance in Dragon Age Origins, all of them, are just kind of gone. No word, no info, no nothing. Now you're probably thinking, why, Lore? Well, here's the idea. Depending on the kind of player you play, you can decide whether or not that is because they have retired, or because... Nope, Alistair's... Nope, he's just gone. He's just straight up gone. Maybe they retired, maybe they're dead. You know, maybe if you're someone who would fight whatever big threat is going on to the death, well, then they did, and they died. Maybe you were someone who just was tired of it and was getting old, well, then you went off and lived your own life. And so forth and so on. And so, that way the player effectively decides what they've been up to, and they are completely removed from the board. Along with all romance options, which is most of the Origins cast. That's insanity, Django. And in all honesty, I don't think that's possible. I really don't. Not unless you do the diminishing thing, which is, I suppose that's just another way to do diminishing. I could see that if we want to go the diminishing route. Anyways, thank you, Damashi, for being part of the show. I will jot that down. For Final Fantasy, please kill me. See, the problem with your solution, Django, is it's temporary. It also leaves no room for a sequel. Unless you ensure that your main character dies no matter what. Like, at some point, make sure that the Warden finally dies in Dragon Age 4 or whatever. Although that's actually an interesting idea, Primarch. Maybe you play the Warden at the very beginning of the game and then die, and then you hit character creation. I know that's repeating Mass Effect 2, but that's an interesting idea.
I take it you have questions.
Not really.
Don't be so surprised. Where you go, I go. We are indivisible now. The Gravestone. Not entirely what I'd envisioned.
Did you guide us here?
The real question to ask is, why are we here? You have had a taste of my son's empire, his reach, and Vaylin. She does not believe in restraint. We can only defeat Arkham if we work together.
You sound like you know how to accomplish that.
I know aspects, but an unknown factor remains at the center of it all. You. You must be willing to accept my help for what it is, and you will have to come to this acceptance sooner than you think.
Get ready for a fight, people! They found us! Sky Troopers breaching the entrance!
Well, somehow, Sky Troopers have returned. Yep, they're there. Just making sure. I don't even know what that song is off the top of my head. You know what this? But hang on, let me see if I can find something from FF9 that's appropriate. called Ambush? I do not have a song named Ambush in that playlist. You mind? Yeah, by the way, this game has no white damage. So... Sure. Which do you think is better, Malachor? You know this better than I do.
Hey! Watch the ship!
Okay.
Compliment. Fine dismantling, Master.
That's just the first wave. They have more on the way.
I'll head them off.
The Gravestone will be ready soon. I just need...
Don't say 3 minutes.
Buy me some time. I'll get us airborne.
I'm with you. HK, stay behind and help KotFE.
When does it play near
Until I
us?
say so. Don't touch anything.
See, the problem we're running into here
Take a breath.
is Final Fantasy song names are notoriously retranslated and retranslated and retranslated. Ah. That's... oh god, I don't know the... I know the song, but I don't know the name of it. Hang on. Now we gotta find this song. This is just happening now. There it is. Severe situation is how that's translated on my end. Okay. Right, of course not. That would be insanity.
Take a breath.
Palpatine. Oh, you mean Ancient Sith. I guess he's also not a Sith, so there's that too. Never mind. I take it back. I take it back. When did he come back more than once? I mean, he came back once. Wasn't Tenebrae under... Tenebrae, excuse me. I'm calling his name wrong. Under Mark Arachnos? The worst game mechanic I've ever encountered ever? Ever? No, I need that narrowed down. There's no way I could just pick the worst mechanic in all of gaming. Wait! Got it. I figured it out. Microtransactions. In an MMO. Microtransactions.
KotFE did say there were more on the way.
Something I've learned to count on regarding Archon. There will always be more.
Deserve that song. Damn it.
I've got you.
There are too many!
We have to keep fighting.
Hey, you two need a hand out there?
No.
No.
We have help.
You what?
It's... I have no idea who it is. It's Bobina!
Lana. You're late.
You got one of the knights to switch sides.
Not all of us blindly follow Arkan.
Nice forehead.
More resistance. Knights.
High Justice, we have the Outlander.
I do hope you're up to fighting your own, Senya.
My issue isn't with them. But if they're going to stand in my way...
I see you found another pragmatist.
Stow the chatter. Prove you can fight.
Thought you could hide in the swamps? Pathetic! The Emperor will be avenged!
Hey, Baron.
The Emperor will be avenged!
So far, I would say this feels like a bog-standard BioWare game. It's not to the heights of Mass Effect 2 or Dragon Age Origins. It's not to the lows of Mass Effect 3 or... Anthem. This feels middle of the road. Make of that what you will.
You'll have to do better than that.
Oh, wow, there's the choking animation for the walker. I was curious if it would let me. That's true. Avenge your Emperor, who's here. I'm your Emperor. Just heads up on that. I mean, I am legitimately expecting this VOD to not be visible on YouTube. We'll see what happens. Because I let the cinematic play.
The Emperor will be avenged!
The Sith Empire doesn't, but the Zakul Empire so far definitely does.
Sky will be merciful.
I haven't played any cinematics on camera yet, Zach Taft.
Knights! Zildrog's wedge!
Yeah, we'll see. Mega Skull on spot.
We have the Outlander. You may kill the others.
Get out of here. Save yourself.
I'm fine. Vitiate, could you go away, please?
What is this?
An opportunity. You are outmatched. Death is all but certain for your Sith friend. I could save her. I only require the briefest moment of control. Accept my help, or watch her die. Choose quickly. Time has not stopped.
Take care of it.
Gladly.
Was that him? The power at your disposal.
I was coming to help, but looks like you didn't need it.
Is the gravestone ready for takeoff?
Far as I can tell, looks like we've got everyone. Let's go.
No, wait. Where's Senya?
Excuse me? Where's who?
Here I am. Let's move out.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hang on. She's your help? If you think I'm letting that piece of work on my ship, you're out of here.
Interjection. Many more hostiles are approaching. Permission to defend with extreme prejudice.
No more fighting. We must leave Zakul.
I'll prep the engines. Be ready to move.
The ship will never pull itself up from the muck. We'll have to give it a push.
Firing up the engines. I hope.
We can do this.
Let your unease take root. Only then will the Force do your bidding.
They're doing it. They're actually doing it. Can you believe it?
Observation. The ship is rising. Conclusion. Belief is not required.
Glad you worked that out.
I was about to say, what is a smuggler doing in this cutscene?
Now get in here so we can finally get moving.
Or a bounty hunter. Or a trooper. It probably, based on what they said, I'm expecting this thing to be a gun with engines.
How about that? My gravestone can move.
Considering how we found it, I'd say you've outdone yourself.
Team effort. I'd say everyone outdid themselves. Incoming! Dropping out of hyperspace. It's a lot.
The Eternal Fleet.
They aren't firing.
Ugly ship. What are you waiting for?
Take it.
HK, see about that hyperdrive. Lana, work the shields. And we need a gunner.
I'll take care of it.
Wait, what? Okay.
I exist to serve.
Skytroopers. At some point, that'll probably get old.
Report. Dead.
Yes, Lothario. No question. How'd they get in? Well, they've got jetpacks. Duh! Yeah, all those turbo lasers, they actually just shoot Skytroopers. Listen, the designers of this game had just finished playing Dragon Age 2 and they were inspired.
+1 to kill counter.
Omni cannons up. There's a capital ship near the center.
I see it.
I don't know when KotFE came out, actually.
Good. Now hit it.
Hang on, let me power up my turbine. Wow, this takes a minute to charge, doesn't it? What?
Target down.
Wait, 5 targets. 10. I can't keep up.
What?
It's real. We could take the whole fleet.
Statement. The hyperdrive now meets minimum functionality requirements.
Why didn't you say so? All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, I added to the super weapon counter.
2 ships lost in a single shot.
So that's the Gravestone. It's as powerful as they say.
Everything stands at risk. Zakul, the throne, my vision for the galaxy. All because we let the Outlander slip away. I'm not blaming you.
I didn't think you were.
Father
I am.
held us all back. You more than any. Such raw power. And yet you're still spreading your wings. Finding your limits.
Nice to be appreciated for a change. So, what now?
Now, I act.
Dun, dun, dun. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, hey, let me pull up Archon's big story music here. This is Arcan's musical theme here.
No, no, no!
What's happened?
The hyperdrive worked. 1 time. Omnicannon's fried too. What a mess.
We're safely away from the fleet, if nothing else.
Dude, you just picked up a 1,000-year-old ship, which beat the snot out of a current-age fleet.
Who's being committed?
Not that kind of asylum.
Asylum is a skyport. A safe haven from Arkan's patrols.
Was she really necessary?
She helped us raise the Gravestone. She fought at our side.
She also hunted me like an animal for years. She was Arkan's loyal knight.
I thought I was in service to Zakul. You had abandoned your responsibilities.
I don't want to hear it. You're done arguing, both of you.
If anybody needs me, I'll be somewhere.
You could have at least consulted with me first.
Yes, I wonder how that might have gone.
Absolutely. I'd be glad to fix the Gravestone by myself.
I mean, that doesn't make it better, Space Cadet, because that old super-ass age fleet is also beating the snot out of all the actually modern-age ships. Ugh. Oh my god. That, you know, honestly, there's only one thing I can do about all this.